Now we know the pressures and also the oxygen saturation in each one of our chambers now. So we start from the right atrium. The normal right atrial pressure is usually 7 or less, and oxygen saturation is around 70%. Whereas when you look at the right ventricle, the maximum systolic pressure in the right ventricle is going to be around 25 to 35, and the diastolic pressure in the ventricle is always going to be the atrial pressure. So this single slide will sum up the entire aspect of the cardiac symptoms. So just we look at this heart. So you can see this is the pulmonary circuit where you get the pulmonary artery taking the deoxygenated blood, and oxygenated blood is coming to the pulmonary veins, the left heart. Left heart is pumping the oxygenated blood to the systemic circulation. Through the capillaries, the oxygen and nutrients are given to the tissues. The waste products like carbon dioxide is taken by your venous system, which comes back to the right heart and to be sent to once again to the lungs for the oxygenation. Now there are 4 important purposes why we must know about the electrical axis or the ECG leads. One is, I told you, the purpose of electrocardiogram is to make sure that I have to see all my cardiac muscle cells to see whether they are repolarizing and depolarizing normally. So I must have a system by which I can look at the various surfaces of the heart. So that's why we have developed the lead system to look at the various surfaces of the heart. By looking at the group of leads, you not only know which surface you are looking at, you also know which coronary artery is supplying this surface. So this is how you must see the ECG to locate the coronary artery. For example, when I look at L1, you must also look at AVL, because L1 and AVL represent high left lateral surface supplied by left circumflex artery. Along with L1 and AVL, you must also look at V5 and V6, which is anterolateral wall, which is supplied by the circumflex. So all the 4 leads should be looked together. Then you look at L2, L3 and AVF, which is inferior wall supplied by the right coronary artery. Along with that, you must always look at V1, which is also supplied by the right coronary artery. Then you look at V2, V3 and V4, anterior wall of the left ventricle as well as the interventricular septum, which is supplied by the left antedescending artery. Then sometimes we talk about, especially in the treatment of hypertensive emergencies, we talk about what is known as a mean arterial pressure. The mean arterial pressure is simply calculated as the diastolic pressure plus 1/3 of pulse pressure. So this is the equation to get the mean arterial pressure. There is another calculation to calculate mean arterial pressure. We will tell you some subsequently about it. But the simple definition of mean arterial pressure is diastolic pressure plus 1/3 pulse pressure. What do we mean by mean pressure? Mean pressure is the average pressure throughout the cardiac cycle.